You don't have to find a Howard Barrish, you become a Howard Barrish. You know, because I moved to Los Angeles, I knew nobody.
Hello everyone, I'm Priya with the First Weekend Club, and we're sitting here with expat Mr. Howard Barrish, who was born and raised in Canada, but has been living and working in the States since, did you say 91?
91.
Now, he's come back home to Canada, but it's the story that he just was telling me about earlier that I think everybody out there is going to be really interested in. Mr. Barrish has created a fund, and you can find him at Can Do Films.
Yep.
Is that right? .com.
Correct.
To help emerging artists like yourselves out there get their first feature film off the ground. Why? Why would anybody out of the goodness of their heart create a fund like this? Well, let's talk about the first person you helped with their career. Somebody you may have heard of, Miss Ava DuVernay.
Yeah, I guess it was probably 8 years ago. Ava walked into my office and knew that I had a large production company and saw the cameras and trucks and lights and edit bays, and she had just written a script and was looking for some help. And, at first I looked at her like she was crazy, but boy, we've had a great run together.
It was her persistence and her passion. Do you think that was what really caught you?
Well, I don't think, I know. It was her absolute passion, her intellect. She's probably one of the most passionate, articulate, intelligent people I've ever met. And she was relentless. You know, she wouldn't take no for an answer and just kept coming back with solutions every time I thought that there might have been an issue.
So she came to you with this first script. The name of that script again?
Well, the first script she brought me was Middle of Nowhere.
Right.
That was the second film that we made together.
Right. First script, big ideas. I've got $50K. We're going to make this film because you've got all the equipment and I've got some money. Not so easy.
Not so easy.
What happened with that film? Because that one got shelved, but another one did get made.
Well, we made another one called I Will Follow, and it's a small contained film. It takes place in one location. It has minimal actors in it. It's not a very expensive movie to make, but the writing was so fantastic, and that's what I tell most people, and really that's what attracted me to Ava's work was her writing, and then she had just an incredible gift of casting,
Right.
and you have great words on the page, and you get great actors, and they don't have to be they don't have to be well-known actors. They just have to be great actors, and then the magic happens. So we wound up getting a theatrical release, on that, and it was so satisfying and so much fun. I looked at her and I said, that other script that I read called Middle of Nowhere, I think I can raise the money. You want to do another project together? And I guess maybe it was 8 or 10 weeks later we were in pre-production on that film, and that really catapulted her career and changed lives.
8 to 10 weeks later, I mean, because she had all her ducks in a row, all she really needed was the funding to get that off the ground, and you made that happen in a really quick time. So it really is about finding somebody who believes in you.
Yeah, it's hard, because everybody's looking out for themselves. When Ava came in, it was just, honestly, it was right time. It was perfect timing, economically, personally, and I really had nothing to lose. So.
And so what's that they say about luck is really preparation and timing?
Without question.
And for you, it seems like even though you're the one who did her the favor, so to speak, she kind of did you a favor too. She brought you back to your first love.
Without question. It's been a great relationship. And the interesting thing about us is you couldn't find two people that are more different. We come from different parts of the world. We have different religious beliefs. We have different political beliefs. We have different... there's nothing on the surface that connects us at all except the mutual respect that we have for each other and the love of film. And
it's art.
And it's art.
Yeah.
And so it's incredible, what it's done for her and for me on a personal level.
I think art is amazing that way, whether it's film or whether it's art as in art behind us or music. It crosses borders, it crosses ethnicities, it crosses age, it crosses every barrier that can exist and brings people together. So tell us again how people can approach you.
Well, let me just add to that, more to the point, you don't have to find a Howard Barrish, you become a Howard Barrish. because I moved to Los Angeles. I knew nobody, Take that back. I knew 2 people, and they were not of influence in the industry. And, it's sort of the law of attrition. Yeah. I'm no Rhodes Scholar. I'm no, genius. And I'm I'm not the most talented person on the world. But with motivation and with, just the tenacity to keep on going and trying and not taking no for an answer and, kicking doors down. And sometimes, the best quality you have is naivety, because very often naivety is bliss.
Right.
You don't know politically that you shouldn't have done what you just did. And then all of a sudden something happens.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I say don't give up. I say if I could do this, anybody can do this.
But is it only directors who can approach you? Or would producers or writers also be?
No, we're dealing with all kinds of people. The first film that our fund produced was the first-time writer David Brandt. He was not a director, did not want to direct. We took his script. We worked with him, to develop it to a place that we thought we could take it to market. And then we found a director that we paired with the material, a first-time director. So we've got a first-time writer, a first-time director. And the director had a buddy that was doing a lot of sort of industrial and he was a cinematographer doing industrials and music videos and commercials. Right. He had never shot a feature before. And I met him and I talked to him and I looked at his body of work and I said, this guy knows what he's doing. So we had a first-time cinematographer on the movie. The last film we just wrapped, Hospitality, really talented young man, also first-time feature cinematographer. The editor on the last 2 films that we've done is a first-time, feature editor. He's been an assistant editor on a lot of stuff. So we give a lot of people, opportunities where they may not have had that shot yet.
I feel like this is, it sounds ridiculous, but this sounds so out of the box to give emerging people an opportunity, because you hear over and over again, they're always asking you, but what have you directed? Well, I'm trying to become a director because I've got this great script and I haven't done much, but I've done a short film. But you haven't directed a feature, so we can't let you direct a feature. So how are you ever supposed to direct a feature if nobody's going to let you direct a feature? Yet you find people that you feel confident in. What is it about them, do you think? What are the qualities that give you the faith in these people?
I don't think we would put anybody that just graduated film school or, came out of school, in a key position, unless they were off the charts, fabulous. Most of the people that are getting these first-time opportunities have worked for a number of years in the industry, in whatever capacity that they've been in. So, they're not walking in as, they may be a rookie, but they've been in the game, and so they know their way around, because we're dealing with professional actors. I mean, really good actors. And, you've got to know how to talk to them and you've got to be able to gain their respect. Right. So you're either, a film aficionado and you're a lover of film and you've watched 10 billion movies and you can speak to style and direction and performance, whatever it is, or you've been in, as Alex Ivany, our editor, he was an assistant editor for a number of years, did a great job, and it was like, this kid deserves a shot. What
are the budgets that you're generally working with?
Well, they're all SAG pictures, so we're mandated by their budget tiers, but I'd say it could be anything from 0 to, we probably don't go much over $500,000, maybe $600,000.
Which in Canada is quite a bit of money still.
Yeah, it is a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money because at the end of the day, even if you make a film for $200,000 or $300,000, if it's not good and it bombs, you got to look at somebody and say, I'm sorry, your $300,000 is a paperweight.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to have that conversation.
A bad film is still a bad film, even at $150 million budget.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Just the fall from grace is not that hard.
Right, true enough, and fast. So how will people approach you? Do they just go to your website?
Yeah, you can go to our website. It's www.candoofilms.com, and that's spelled KANDOOFILMS. You can check out what we're doing, or you can just send an email to info@candoofilms.com, and we respond pretty quickly.
How often have you heard somebody just give their email address on camera at an interview like this and say, yeah, come and approach us? Mr. Barrish, thank you so much. I appreciate what you're doing for emerging filmmakers, and obviously you know talent when you see it. So thanks again for speaking with First Weekend Club.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
See you all for now from Whistler.